Alright, so what I'm going to do is, hello, going to try to rearrange the drums a little bit so it's a little more camera friendly. I noticed that my past 1,000 videos, most of the shots you can't even see the first tom on there on the rack, and it's covered by the hi-hat. So I'm going to try to manipulate the drums a little bit so you can get a better angle of the first tom and a better angle of me as well, snare drum and working the toms as well. Well, that's the goal. We'll see what happens. The floor might get cut out a little bit more, but it's okay. I think I used that more than that, so we'll give it a shot. If you want to stay with us, we'll see what happens. First, let's clean up. So, as you can tell, it gets... Put some lights on, first of all, because I usually play a little dark. This is funny, doing all this, because I never really talk into the camera, actually looking at the screen. I should look at into the lens. Alright, so that's better? Yeah, I'm not a real camera guy, so I don't really perform for camera. Even though I post on YouTube, I'm playing. I don't play for you, the camera, I play for the music. And if it comes out good, I post it. That's all. So what was I going to say? Yeah, so I play with the lights very dim. I play in socks. If you can see my feet, can't get that up high. But you know, I mentioned it before, I play in socks. So there's a lot of shrapnel down there, so to speak. When I play with my sticks, the sticks get chopped up, and there's a lot of that stuff. Let me show you. On the floor. I don't know if you can see it. But it's got to be down there. Yeah, there's going to be a lot of that stuff. You probably can't pick that up with the camera. It's right by that pedal. It's hard to see. I don't know, it's hard to see. It's there, and if you step in it, then you'll know it's there. Alright, so let's go back up a little bit, like that, something like that. Alright. Okay, let's start cleaning. Enough talking. Let's get to the cleaning. Clean up, everybody. So not everybody, it's just me now, so nobody else is going to help me do this anyway. So let's do it. So we do it. Oh man! Battery's dead. We'll try to get something going a little bit. Come on. You hear it dying? I'm going to have to not put too much pressure on it. Somewhat done. We'll do a little more blasting with this. Yeah. Yeah, baby. Power. I got power. And I'm not even sure if this is where I'm going to keep it. We're going to have to figure that out as we go. So, just try and get up as much of the broken stick parts out of the floor, because I don't want to step in them, believe me. Anybody who knows about splinters, especially in your feet, oh man, I got them in my hands working with, tools and wood shop stuff, but you don't want to get splinters in your feet. Nope, you do not. Alright. Okay, that's a good start. Whoop, missed a spot. Just a couple spots. Alright. Now, oh wow. This is a really nice kit. I mean, I have it a long time already, but it's still a very nice kit. It's the, where are you? There you go. Yeah, it's a nice kit. It's a very nice kit, as I said. It's a Gretsch Renown. Oh, that's the front door. Front door. That's my son. He just came home from school. So I'm just hearing everyone settled in first. Make sure everybody's okay before they start calling me. There you go. Yeah. Hello. That's my son. Okay. Anyway. This is a nice kit. It's a Gretsch Renown from 2015, 2016, 2017. I don't know. I don't remember. It's been a while, and it's been sitting here for a long time down here in the Space Studio. And of course, I haven't cleaned it. Look at that! Oh my goodness! Can you see how dirty that is? I mean, that is like filth 101. Ooh, that's filth. 501. Yucky, dirty. Yucky, yucky. All right, so what am I going to do now? All right, we'll do that for now. I like to wipe down the set, so we need a nice cloth for that. So we use this, nice like a chamois cloth, nice soft cloth. I don't generally like to wipe anything down when there's dust on it, because even though dust is dust, dust still can scratch, micro scratches. So I technically don't like to wipe the dust on a finish, because I think that'll dull the lacquer. So what I'm gonna do is, it's a good question. What should I do? I could spray it, but I don't want to get it wet. Oh, I got a new cowbell too. We'll check that out later. All right, I'm gonna wipe it this time, but I won't do it again. I've never done it before, so I won't do it after this. I'll just do it lightly, just to get some of the top dust off. The chrome needs to be polished for sure, because you know, if you don't keep up with that, it just gets dull looking from the dust. It just stays on there, and it kind of like dulls the shine. So they have to be really cleaned with a cleaner, polished like with a cleaner, instead of just with a dry rag. I mean, I can get most of it off, get it clean, but if you really want it to sparkle, then you gotta use like a product for the chrome. And it doesn't have to be anything too crazy. It could just be like anything, like a soapy warm water thing, just very mild and just barely damp. That would do it. Because again, it's chrome, so you don't want to put, you know, too much liquid on it, because you don't want it to pit. So you want to essentially keep it dry, but as long as you dry it after you clean it with something wet, it should be fine. Shouldn't have a problem. I am terrible at upkeeping the drums in this fashion. I usually don't do it. I'm very lazy with it. I don't clean them. I don't know, I should. It's like people with their cars, right? When someone gets like their really nice car, they're out there on a Saturday, Sunday, cleaning it. This is a beautiful kit. It really is. It's a beautiful drum set. I should take care of it more. I should clean it more. I love her. I clean her. Yeah, that's right. Deep Purple. Yep, that's the reference. Highway Star, baby. This is my Highway Star. My Gretsch Renown. And it's, believe it or not, this is probably my first. Believe it or not, this is probably possibly maybe my third. My first drum set was a Ludwig acrylic clear, like John Bonham set. I loved it. And that got stolen from me. Yeah, that was a drag. I had a gig, I had my drums loaded in the car. It was a setup. I was set up by these people. It was in Bay Ridge, Brooklyn somewhere, and they called me in to have a drink at the bar after the show, blah, blah, had my drums packed up. I said, quick beer. Went in, came back out after a beer, maybe half hour, and drums were gone. So that was the end of that. That was that set. I was heartbroken. Then I finally saved up. It took me years. You know, all along I played on studio sets, but never really had my own set after that. And I was about 20 when that happened, 1920, something like that. Then I saved up. And I bought the Ludwig stainless steel, the Melodic toms with the open bottoms. Oh my gosh, like kettles, man. Those things were loud. I actually have a YouTube video of that drum set. I played it in 1986. I played at the Murrow High School Fest thing, the Battle of the Bands. And I did a Black Sabbath song. And I did a drum solo. Right. And it was very cool, so if you get a chance, check that out. Maybe I'll drop the link in the description. That's nice. But that was my melodic set, the stainless steel. Oh, and I ended up selling those because when I was living at home in Brooklyn with my folks, I had the drum set stored in their bedroom on top of like a closet, and it had some space, so I just loaded all the drums into each other as much as I could. The bass drum was open too. I had no front on the bass. The whole drum set was melodic. It was crazy. And I had the extra toms, so I had the two side 12x14s, 15 something, 16, whatever on the side. And I just stacked them all in there, loaded them up on top, And my parents got sick of me doing that because it stayed up there for a long, long time. I gigged every now and then and took half the set, like for gigs. But really, they just stood there for years. So they just wanted me to get rid of it. So I said, all right, I'll get rid of it. I feel like get something smaller down the line with the money I get from it. Anyway, I sold them to someone in, I think it was Long Island or something, or Westchester or something. I went with my friend Sweeney. And if you're out there, Sweeney, I love you. I miss you. You're one of my best friends. Great musician. Unbelievable. Oh, my gosh. Anyway, I have some of that music posted up on YouTube as well, I think, with me and Sweeney. Some old stuff, just me and him playing drums and guitar. He's like a Hendrix kind of guy. Really cool. Anyway, that drum set was sold, and I didn't get anything officially until this, years and years later. So the stainless steel drum set was, like I said, was 86. Had that until like 96, let's say, all right? So from then, after I got rid of that, until these, yeah, it was nothing else in between. That's the long period of time I had no drum set. Yeah, like I said, I was mostly in the studio during those years. I was affiliated with Purple Light Studios, Michael and Francine Borelli. If you're out there watching or listening to any of these videos, love you, miss you guys. Yeah, I did a lot of work with them, so everything was in the studio. The only thing that I kept, I would always keep, is snare drums. And I still have a closet full of snare drums, and that link is on my YouTube, on my About page, because my snare drums is the one thing that I collect. I do have the acrylic snare drum that Bonham used, and then I have the Superphonic, the Super Sensitive, and I got some old ones from the 1800s. Oh my gosh, check it out. It's really cool, some of the old snare drums that I have. I wish I could collect more. I just have nowhere to store it. If I did that again, my wife would kill me, because it's like, it grows like tribbles. You ever watch Star Trek with tribbles? You get one, well, that's kind of like with me with snare drums. I could fill a whole room with snare drums. I just love it. I love tuning them. I love working on them. Yeah, those I'll work on. Drum sets and cleaning I won't work on, but snare drums I'll work on, because that's my favorite. That's my favorite. To me, that's like the brain of the set. Anyway, so that's the story pretty much with drum sets, and so this is my baby from here on. If I do sell these, what would I get? I don't know. I would like to have a rack. That would be nice, because I don't think I like the way the drums are set up on stands anymore. It's just not comfortable for me. I watch all these other drummers, and they're all on rack setups, right? And they're just set up in a way where everything can it's so comfortable. It just looks so comfortable. When I play, I'm not comfortable. I feel like I struggle all the time. I mean, even though I play and I do, and I do what I have to do, it just doesn't feel right. So I would like to maybe one day get, if I'm gonna keep this set, I definitely gotta get a rack system. However, it's a little bit tight down here, so we'll have to figure that out. Because as you can see, I don't know if you can get a grasp of how small it is in here, but it's kind of small. I don't know if a rack system would fit in here. Maybe if they make a small one that, but I think it would be better than stands anyway. Gonna try it. Gonna research it more and give it a good hard thought, because I definitely would like to be more comfortable playing in my old age than I am now. I don't want to struggle anymore. I don't want to kill myself. All right, so let's start to move the drums around and see if we can get a nice setup. So let's try moving some parts here that I did before. Let's see if that's enough. So I might be a little quiet trying to figure this out. It's gonna take some doing. I think before I turned the camera on to even document any of this stuff, I didn't know it was worth it to do it. And I keep bending down. I'm gonna have a bad back by the time this is all over. I did shift this already, so I already moved the bass drum and the pedals. So now I just want to put the pieces around and see if I got the right angle. It was like this, so now I moved it like this. So now, at least when the camera gets in, well, this won't be here because it's not in the right place. But when I put everything back, you should have a clearer angle of me playing the set, like from this position. Right before it was like this. So if I did this, you couldn't see that. You couldn't see my tom here. You saw pretty much everything else, but you kind of were like, that area was blocked. So if I can get a better angle, then why not? And it does give you a little more room getting in and out, right? Because when the drum set was like this, I have a couch here. I don't know if you can see that in there. I don't know. But there's like a sofa bed here. And with the way it was set up before, I'd have to go like this to get into the drum set. So that was crazy. So let's see how this works out. Let's start with the chair. So I kind of want to do just so I can get an idea. I'll look back at it All right, this may be okay. Let's start to put some of the pieces around me. And I also need a new snare drum stand. This one's kind of like wonky. Yeah, even though everything's tight, It's just after a while the bearings or the pivot, whatever, the balance, it just moves. Right? It's on like one of those systems, racket pinion bowl system. Right? See? Yeah, it's just a little weird. See, it's in there. Tighten this a little bit, but it's a little wonky. Let's just try that first before I make my final decision. Yeah, that's tight. That's way tight. All right, that helps. But I still feel that this one does not give me the positions I need it. Even though I can move it in any position I want, I need to go a little bit lower than what it has sometimes, and I can't. My chair, I sit on this stupid office chair thing. Right? Look at it. It's just an office chair. I don't even have a regular drum throne anymore. I mean, I do, but it's not comfortable. I don't really use it. And I thought if I had one with a back, it would help, and it does. So when I stop playing and when I'm taking a break in between songs, yeah, I can do this. I can lean back, and it's good for me. I like that. The other thrones that have backs, they're very small, and again, they're not supportive, and they're kind of like, they fall apart on you. So I'm sitting on a stupid office chair. That's my drum throne. And if I had a gig, that's probably what I would bring. All right, let's put this back. Oh, like I said, I got a new cowbell. It's the Latin percussion. Who's this again? Stephen Gadd. How can I forget? Yep, Stephen Gadd, right? Okay. So, and this is my old one. I love it. My old one. This is from the 70s. I've had this since the 70s, I believe. Yes. And it's just amazing cowbell. I mean, it's old. It's beat up. It's cracked here. You probably can't see the crack. Can't get that film. And it's got a line crack on both sides there. So what I did was I put some tape, and I kind of like taped it. That didn't help. Dulled it a little bit even, and then I flipped it over to use this side, and I ended up cracking this side too. So now it's cracks on hairline cracks on both sides. Well, actually more than hairline. You can feel it. It's cracked there and there. It's like from here down to there on this side, and from here right to there. So like an inch and a quarter. So they both have cracks. So I can't keep. I just and this, I love this. Right. You know, I've played the Wizard with. I played everything with this cowbell. Okay. Now, I also decided to retire this cowbell not only because it's cracked on both sides, and I still like to keep it for prosperity, but I broke the from tightening it all the time. I sheared off. Yeah, I sheared off the the wing nut that tightens the cowbell to the rod. I tightened it too much. That's it. I snapped it. So now it's stuck on there. I can't get it off. I have to drill it out or try to wiggle it out. Eventually, I'll figure it out. But for now, that's it. You're done. So I have this clamp as a replacement. I might not use this again because I don't think that this really helps me too much. I have another clamp coming in. I don't know if you can really see that what that is. I can maybe show you here. Yeah, the thing is, you can't do it by hands. Everything's got to be with the ratchet. That's a pain in the ass. So you got to have the key to always turn it on and turn it off, to get it on and off. But this is a beautiful cowbell, right? It has a nice, bright, low sound. It's kind of like, doesn't make sense, but it's loud, bright, loud. So it carries, it has like a brightness to it, but it has that dull, that low oomph to it. A little bit of both in there. Nice tone. Okay, let's continue. Well, the pearl pedals, I have, because that's in another video. The Demonators. It says demon on the pedal. I don't like that, but it is what it is. My son goes, "You're using demon pedals, Daddy? That's not nice, Daddy." I said, "No, it's not what it is." No, Daddy. But these are the only pedals that actually work for me, and they're really great pedals. Really great pedals. I mean, I'm not technically a double bass player. Look how fast I was able to do that. So it's easy. It's like I can do it with my feet, like when I practice with my sneakers on. I mean, I can do it just like when I do it with my feet, and it transposes to the pedals. That's pretty cool. So I don't have to really work that hard. There are some songs that are harder, that require more power into the pedal and more and different rudiments. So, you know, I'm not that great at it, but I find it easier to do than all the other pedals. And I have a video of that, of all the pedals I went through. I think I went like 50, 60 pedals I went through. I actually bought all those pedals and returned it except for these. Hi-hat, you know, I'll also have a video on this, I think, as well included, either with the pedal video or a separate video. The Ludwig hi-hat stand, it's awesome. It's on 2 legs, and the pedal itself makes the 3rd leg, so it's suspended off the bottom, and it's very light, so it's easy for me to, you know, to do the nice. It can really, I can control it very, very delicately. Okay, I think that's it. Cymbals, I know a couple of people commented about my cymbals. Hello, are you there? Yeah. I had a comment about a couple of my cymbals that were kind of crappy, like this one. Yeah, not too many people like that one. I hate this one, but it's the only one I have left. That's even worse. The other guys are okay. My favorite is my Buddy Rich Ride Crash. When I play jazz, I use it for a jazz cymbal because it's so jazzy. What happened to my other one? This one. It's a nice ride, but you can get carried away with it very fast because it's very delicate. I mean, I'm just touching it and it's ready to crash. It's ready to crash. I'm just playing like this. Right? I'm doing the same thing here. So just imagine playing and all of a sudden you get to this. So you don't hear you can lose it. So it takes a little time. Say you're used to playing a cymbal like that, that's that live. You have to be careful where you're hitting, where you stick at all times, because one, you're crashing. Even flat, you're crashing. Crashing, here you won't. A little bit, but not as much. Loud, it's loud. But I love it in a rock environment because it gives me that punch, that low end punch. And that's why I keep it down there, because it's an 18. So I keep it next to my floor, so it's like a nice... Nice. Along with the bass drum, beautiful. Okay, Chinas, I spoke about the Chinas before too in another video. I forget what they are. This is a Wuhan 20-inch China. That's a Wuhan 20. And this guy is another Wuhan 16? 16. Yeah, Wuhan 16, Wuhan 18. Handcrafted Chinas. Okay. Medium crash, Zildjian 16. This is an 18 Avitas Zildjian Turkish. This is an old cymbal, like I mentioned. I did a lot of my Buddy Rich stuff with this and old jazz stuff. This is from the 70s, this cymbal. Oh my gosh, I think I got this in a village. Yeah, I was walking in a village one day and I was going to all these stores, you know, the old record stores on Bleecker Street and stuff like that. Well, you guys from New York would know. So I'm sure in your hometown you had places like that maybe. And the guys would just have old stuff out there, cymbals, snare drums, all kinds of old stuff. And to them it was like having like a garage sale. For me it was like a kid in the candy store. You kidding me? So people used to leave like tons of cymbals outside. We used to walk down like a flea market, like an open street flea market. I would walk down the street and all the stuff would be there, cymbals and stuff. It's crazy. So I went by and I found this one. I found a few others. I still have them. I have another cymbal in there that I don't really use this much anymore. It's also another pasty. 2002 series. This is from the 2002 series originally. The match for this in a ride is in a closet. I'm not using it right now. Maybe should go back to it. It's a great ride. But I think this pings a little bit better for rock. The one that's in there, I think it's too bright, too loud. So it's under a controlled environment like this with mics and with a mic that I have. It kind of gets carried away and it washes things out. So this is a better control for me. Which is also why I play with the Remo Weather King Ambassador, the fiber skins, the F3As, the Ambassador, because it's good for indoor control. But you see, I get those warm tones when I go around the kit. So yeah, so you just have to set up for your environment. But It gets loud down here. And of course, you know I always wear my earplugs. Gotta wear them, brothers and sisters, whoever's out there. Wear your earplugs. Save your ears. Believe me. Talk to Pete Townsend and some of the other guys out there who didn't do that all their lives. You know, you have all the time for the rest of your life. No, sir. Okay, so I'll reiterate. All right, so folks out there, remember, wear your earplugs. Every time you play, wear earplugs. I do. Believe me, you don't want ringing in your ears for the rest of your life. Ask Pete Townsend and some other guys out there who had that issue. It's not good, not good, not good, not good. Okay, so protect your ears. Okay, continuing on. Oh, and I did explain this story with this, why I used the rigid edge of the hi-hat. This is supposed to be the bottom. This is called the Sound Edge hi-hat by Paisley, 2002. You can still see the inscription in there. This was the bottom, and this was the top. I flipped it because, if you see here, it's cracked. It's split. So I had to stop playing it. If I didn't, I'd have to give it the whole cymbal. So in my ingenious way, I just said, well, don't hit it anymore. Well, how can I not hit it anymore? Flip it. So I took the bottom, put it back on and I put it on the top, and I took the top and I put it on the bottom. So that's the way it's been for the last, I don't know, 10 years, I guess. You know, I don't think they make these anymore even too. I have a pair of 13s that are pretty cool, but it's like the 13 has a different kind of sound. For different kind of music, I would imagine. I played it for other things like jazzy things and other stuff, but for the stuff that I'm playing, the classic rock, the 14s, because everyone played 14s back in the 14s and 15s in those days. So I'm trying to, you know, emulate that sound. So the 14s work the best, and these are great. The sound is because they have that nice. That's because of the sound in it. So it has like a nice. Yeah, so you can get a nice sound. So when you go. Nice. It's kind of similar to when you have the cymbals with those things on them. I forget what they're called. With those little things that the rivets, the sizzlers, and the ones that you can actually put around the cymbal head, and the beads, the ball bearings, they just like lay on the cymbal, and they'll also do a zzz thing. And I don't like that as much. I like the ones with the rivets in it. That's cool because that's like official. All right, let's continue. Gotta get over here. Okay, let's start to build around, and hopefully, look how much stuff is on this one stand. Look at this. Look at this. It's crazy. I got a double cymbal splash with the 16-inch Zildjian. Zildjian thin, right? Zildjian, yeah, medium thin crash. I got both of my toms on there with these clamps on this one stand. It's heavy. It's heavy. It's about, to me, it feels like 40 pounds. So, just be a little careful because I don't want to damage the drums. Gotta be careful where I put them. You know what? I need to also wipe these down a little bit because I can see tons of dust. And since I did the bass drum, which looks nice and shiny now. Wow. You know, after a while, you look at your drums, you go, yeah, they're nice, I guess. They don't look that great anymore. And maybe I get a new pair of drums. No, when you wipe them down, they look good. Look shiny and new again. Yeah. So let's just wipe these down a little bit. And this is the audience-facing side. So when people are like sitting watching your drums from like audience perspective and they're looking at the kit, looks nice because you have like this gold color metallic shine to it. I think this is I saw this kit. You know who played this kit? What's his name? It'll come to me in a minute. Should know him. One of my favorite drummers of all time. Vinnie Colaiuta. Vinnie Colaiuta played with Herbie Hancock on something I found on YouTube. I forget the name of the song, but he does like all these these solos, these solo breaks. It was just amazing. And he was using the gold eggs. Of course, his was custom. You know, every tom was custom, the bass was custom. But that's another thing. With the bass, I should have gotten a smaller bass, meaning not as long. At the time when I bought it, I got this long. Anyway, when I bought the set, I bought the set with this larger bass, so it's a lot longer than your standard size bass. And I kind of regret that now. would have preferred now, knowing now, hindsight's 2020, right? A shorter base would allow me to get things a little bit closer to me. So stands wise, because now it hits the rim, I can't get it, even though I can adjust telescopically, but still, I just feel like I can't maneuver things in closer. And I can't drop the toms as much because the toms hit over here. If it was a little bit shorter, I can maybe drop the toms a little bit lower. I can get, I don't know. But that'll get resolved once I get the cage. Once I get the rack system. Hello. Sorry about that. I'll clean this almost too while I'm at it. Since I'm here, I'll just give it a once over. All right. All right, we're getting there. I don't think the angle is going to work out. I don't think the angle. Anybody out there? Hello, you out there? Still there? Maybe somebody? I don't know. I don't think the angle thing is working out too well. Let me see. I did shift around, and by shifting it around, I actually. It's so goofy, like when you're in the video, like. What are you doing, man? What is that? Is it a drum set back there? You getting cracked on? I'm just kidding. Anyway, okay, stop being goofy. Okay. Anyway, get my head out of the way. I think, yeah, the tom is still blocked. The only way to really get around that is to move the camera into the room and more behind me. Ooh, can't talk. And more behind me. It's hard to talk because I'm sticking my neck out to reach the camera. Anyway, so the hi-hat, I gotta go that way. So the hi-hat is blocking the tom-tom. It's hard to go backwards, wow, when you're on the camera, I have to go backwards. So I can't get that tom-tom in. So I'd have to be there to do it, and I can't. Because once I'm in the room, it's too loud, and the system will just shut down. The camera, it's a hard drive. So the vibration, it just shuts down because it can't take it. So the camera actually is a little bit out of the room right now. I'm like, a little bit out of the room, trust me. It's like there's a wall here. There's a wall right here. See the wall? Okay. It's like I'm right behind this wall here where the couch is. Like I'm just right behind the wall. So that little wall, this wall, protects from all the sound hitting in here. So because the speakers are there. I'll show you. So there's the speakers. And those things are loud. And the other one's over there. It's loud down here. So between those two guys blasting, this camera can't handle it. So I keep it a little bit behind the wall here. So you have to walk a little bit behind it so it blocks the sound from hitting the camera too much. I have the microphone anyway, so the microphone gives me the true sound that I want, mic. But that's the issue. So I think, so the reason why I'm going to leave it this way, because I did get a chance by moving it. I was able to actually adjust the configuration of it a little bit better. I kind of moved the angle of the hi-hat compared with the drums. It's a little bit wider. My legs will open a little bit more. And by doing that, I was able to, just push it in around me with more of a circular motion. It felt a little bit more open, so I'm not too tight where I would get a little clumsier because I'm just on top of everything too much. So it kind of left it a little bit open for me. And I was able to move the bass drum to the right a little bit out of the way, more towards that side of the room, which allowed me to drop those two tom-toms a little bit lower for me. So now the connection between the tom-toms and the snare drum, that gap is it used to be like this, and now it's kind of like this. I don't know, it may work, it may not work, we'll see. It may be too low. But I can always put it back up and I can just drop the cymbals up. And that was another thing, so I dropped the cymbals down too. So I dropped everything down. I did a drop detuning, except I didn't tune anything down. I just lowered the drum set. Goofy, but I don't know. I don't have a chair that can accommodate that size anyway, and I'm kind of short. So I'm not your classic 6-footer, so I'm sitting low anyway, and with that office chair in there, so I don't know how much that's helping me or not. But to make it work out, I can see my eyes now. Like, anyway, so let's just test it. I'm going to finish setting up just a couple. I'll put the mic back. and one more cymbal, and we'll give it a shot and see what we got. I don't know, see how it looks on the camera. Okay, let's do it. So, it's weird, because you guys haven't really seen me talk on camera before. I never really spoken too much, except for the when I went for the kit, talking about, you know, my stuff on the kit and all the stuff I have with it, all the parts and components to it, the pedals, stuff about it. So I don't know. So when people watch this, they go like, "That's the drummer. That's the guy on YouTube." They're like, "Subscribe to?" Oh, that's weird, man. You could say that. You could say like, "I don't know." The guy's like, "Hey, he's got a lot of energy. It's crazy, man. That's a typical drummer." And then you can say that too. Or some people will say, "Why's that guy talking too much? Just play drum play. Don't even talk." And that's what I'm going to do right now.